Let's see. In last class, what we discussed, I think I gave some homework in last class. Veda, Rohini, Vetri, Kaushal. I gave some homework. Did you complete that one? All of you. Did you complete that? Yes, sir. No. Why? No one done. Rohini, you completed. Okay. What about Vetri, Niveta, and Kaushal? Vetri, Niveta, Kaushal. Oh, in school exams is going on. Okay, okay. But don't neglect these things. These are the very important. If you do the practice, then only you can reach your how you expecting like that. Okay. You will forget after the some time if you are not doing what I'm doing homework. Okay. 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 In last class, we have discussed the up to relative lowering vapor pressure. It's completed. I think it's completed. Relative lowering vapor pressure is completed, and as well as we have discussed Raoult's law also we have discussed, and we have been discussed the ideal solution as well as non-ideal solutions and their examples and as well as its conditions also we discussed, and azeotropic mixtures also we discussed, and types of azeotropics also we discussed. Now in this colligative properties, one colligative property is got over in last class. Yes, no? One colligative property is got over. Then the next colligative property, the second colligative property, is what, ma? Elevation boiling point. Elevation boiling point. Let's see the elevation boiling point. Before going to this, so what is the symbol of elevation boiling point? Del TB. Del TB. Del means change. So before going to this concept, let's see. So water you can take H2O. If you take water, at what temperature it will be boils? What are the conditions? Temperature and pressure. At what temperature it will be boils water? Water will be starts to boil at 100 degrees Celsius and the pressure is 1 bar or 1 atma. 1 bar or 1 atma I can say. Yes or no? So this is the conditions to boil water. Water boil. Then when this is the pure water I am taking. Pure H2O, pure water. So now in this water, in pure water, I am adding some impurities. Non-volatile solutes I am adding. This is the pure water. So in this I am adding non-volatile solute. Solute I am adding. Okay. Then after that, what will happen? The nothing but it's a if you take as a for example this non-volatile solute we are adding, then we know already very well if we add non-volatile solute to the solvent, what will happen? The vapor pressure will be automatically decrease. That was we discussed already in last class. Relative lowering vapor pressure. Yes, no, that is relative lowering vapor pressure. Now, if you add non-volatile solute, the boiling point, initially the pure water boiling point boils at 100 degrees Celsius at 1 bar and as well as 1 atmosphere. Then this is the solution. If we add non-volatile solution, then this solution will be boils at exactly at 100 degrees Celsius or more than 100 degrees Celsius, less than 100 degrees Celsius. Simple example. If you take this one, water, in this water, if we add some impurities, so the boiling point pure water is 100 degrees Celsius. Then after adding of impurities, this will be boils at more than 100 or less than 100. General question, this one. It's very, very general. More than 100 or less than 100. I think, but boiling point will be increase or decrease. I'm asking yours only. Is it audible first of all? Yeah. Very, very good. It's increases. It's a general question. So I think, but it will be the boiling point will be increased. So I think, but vapor pressure is decreases, then boiling point will be increased. Then boiling point will be increased. That is a here. Then see here. We know very well here. The pure water, nothing but pure solvent. Boiling point is denoted as a T0 B. Then solution boiling point will be denoted as a TB. Then we'll see the graph here. You see graph here clearly, you'll get idea. This is vapor pressure. This is the temperature. Then we know if we add non-volatile solute, vapor pressure is what will happen? It will be going to decrease. It was very clear that. Then nothing but pure solvent having higher vapor pressure or solution will have higher vapor pressure. Which will have? Pure will have more. Very good. So this is, I'm taking as a P0 is here. Then this is the PS. Yes. So if you see means this one. The pressure is here 1 atma. 1.013 bar. The conversion atma to bar, that conversion atma to bar. Then you can observe here the temperature then the curve is nothing but this is 100 degrees Celsius. 100 degrees Celsius, nothing but 373.5 Kelvin, 23 Kelvin. Degrees, this is one. Then you can go for here. This is more than 100 degrees Celsius. More than 100 degrees Celsius. So what is the meaning of this curve here, red color? The red color one is the pressure at this point. The water will be boils will taking place. Nothing but the solution will be boiling. Then we'll see here. Then you can observe here. Let's see. What is this one? This curve is 100 degrees Celsius. So whether it is TB or T0B. Say TB or T naught B. Say TB or T naught B. This one at 100 degrees Celsius. So it's a T naught B. Why? Because at 100 degrees Celsius, pure solvent will be boils. So after adding non-volatile solute, the boiling point is temperature should be the increase. This is the TB. Then how will you get what is the change of the temperature? What is the change of temperature? How much will be increase? How to identify which one is the highest the temperature here? TB minus T naught B. You will get the change that equal to del TB. Of del TB, change in boiling point of pure solvent minus boiling point of solution minus boiling point of pure solvent, that equal to change in boiling point. So del Tp already we denoted del T naught B, we denoted pure solvent boiling point, and TB is solution boiling point. Then del TB equal to elevation boiling point. Elevation boiling point. Say elevation boiling point. Okay. Then we know here the elevation boiling point del TB is directly proportional to the molarity. This del TB is directly proportional to the molarity. Molarity is small m. Then we have to remove the proportional constant. So what do you have to keep? We have to keep as a constant del TB equal to kbm. Here kb is elevation boiling point constant. So del TB equal to kb. M means what? Molarity. Molality. W2 by MW2 into 1000 by W1 in grams. W1 in grams. So what is the del TB? Del TB means what? TB minus T naught B. TB minus T naught B. KB into W2 by MW2 into 1000 by W1 in grams. This is the elevation boiling point. Then you can see that clearly the elevation boiling point depends upon number of moles of solute or not. Why? Because this is directly proportional to the molality. Molality can see means here number of moles of solute is present, W2 by MW2. So this also will be one of the example for elevation colligative property. Depends upon that. Very simplest this one. We know very well. Pure solution, pure solvent, nothing but water, boils at 100 degrees Celsius. If you go for, if you add anything, nothing but impure solution, if we add any non-volatile solute, volatile solute, that is solution. So that will be boils at more than 100 degrees Celsius. More than 100 degrees Celsius. So this is nothing but T naught B. This is nothing but TB. So how to identify the difference of temperature? So TB equal to TB minus T naught B equal to del TB. This we done. So del TB is nothing but elevation boiling point. This is the simplest concept. So this was we done. So if you see in the graph also, the vapor pressure, so with respect to the vapor pressure, so this is the vapor pressure, the Y, this is the X. In X we can take as a temperature, in Y we can take as a vapor pressure. The vapor pressure of solution should be more, solvent should be more than the solution. So like this we take in. Then if you increase the temperature, what will happen? Then automatically it will be starts to boil. So this is increasing at this point, it will be boils in sticky place. So this is the 100 degrees Celsius of pure solvent. If you go for solution, so this is the more than that it will come. So this is the TB, this is T naught B. So the difference is here. The difference is here. Del TB. The difference is del TB. So this is the clear cut you will get. Got it? You have to remember two formulas. This is the one formula. Then another formula is here. Another formula is this one. Got it, everyone? What is the elevation boiling point? Elevation boiling point. Here the KB is. So the terms you can write means here. So TB you know, and as well as T naught B you know. Then KB equal to elevation boiling point constant or ebullioscope constant. Ebullioscopic constant. Ebullioscopic constant. This KB value will be depends upon the nature of solvent. Nothing but different type of solvents will be having different type of KB. That is constant. They will give question itself. So how to identify means based on the thermodynamic conditions, we can find the KB value. Based on the thermodynamic conditions, we can find the KB value. Just you can know the formula how to identify the KB. So they won't ask any question on this KB. So KB equal to RT or T naught B whole square divided by 1000 LV. LV is nothing but latent of heat evaporation, or MRT naught B square divided by 1000 multiplied with change in heat of evaporation. Change in heat of evaporation. Then you can turn the symbols here. See here, R is gas constant. R is gas constant. Okay. Then M is molar mass of solvent. Molar mass of solvent. Molar mass of solvent. Del HP evaporation that equal to enthalpy of evaporation for mole of solvent. Del H means nothing but enthalpy of, this is evaporation, enthalpy of evaporation for a mole of solvent. Then what about LV? Latent heat evaporation. LV is latent heat evaporation. Latent heat evaporation per gram of solvent. Let's see, these formulas will be not a required about the KB. So just you have to be just an idea. This, if you know idea, you have an idea is enough. It's not required. It's a constant values. So how they will identify means based on these formulas they will be identified. That formulas they will directly they will give in question itself only. Nothing but this value KB value they will give in question itself only. So no need to identify, no need to mug up that formulas. Okay, got it, everyone? It's a, for water is different, for H2 different, for chloroform different, nothing but different solvents having different things. Okay, are you getting this one? Elevation boiling point. Simple concept. Pure solvent will be boiled at 100 degrees Celsius. If you add any impurities means this will be the more than that. That is general impurities. If you add to the water, that will be boiled at more than 100 degrees Celsius. Then you can see the elevation is nothing but how much temperature you add the that one. This one you need which one? This one from this onwards. Item. Kaushal, you written this? What tree are you getting? Rohini, Shabita, Alvars, you joined very lately. Niveta, Prithvi, yes. Prithvi, yes. Next, this one graph. Then you know very well, if you add non-volatile solute to the solvent, boiling point is increased. Then what about freezing point? What about freezing point? Will be increased, the freezing point will be decreased. Let's suppose water should take. In this water, this will be boiled at 100 degrees Celsius. In this, if we add NaCl solution, NaCl salt, what will happen? NaCl, this will be boiled at more than 100 degrees Celsius. Boiling point increase. If suppose in this only we added NaCl, normal water will be freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. If we add NaCl, it will be freezes less than 0 degrees Celsius or more than 0 degrees Celsius. That is my question. Got it? Boiling point is as well increased. Then what about freezing point? Boiling point and freezing point less than that. Very good. Less than that, it will be present. It's absolutely reverse of boiling point. Are you written this one, Kaushal? Yeah, completed. Then we'll go for another. So that two formulas is needed there. The two formulas. Next, the question is next this one. Next colligative property third. Colligative property third is what, ma? Colligative property depression freezing point. Depression freezing point. What is the depression freezing point denoted by del T F? F is in freezing, B is indicate that boiling. B is indicate that boiling. Then we know very well that the same thing is one. Depression freezing point, if you take as a pure solvent, freezes at 0 degrees Celsius and 1 bar or 1 atmosphere pressure. 1 atmosphere pressure. So this is the pure H2O. If we add NaCl, nothing but non-volatile solute. If we add NaCl, nothing but non-volatile solute. Non-volatile solute. First, what will happen? Vapor pressure will be decreased. Then freezing point also decreases. Why? Because you are adding a non-volatile solute. Okay. So then see the here. So what is the here? This one pure solute freezing point. How you will be denoted? Pure solute. How will be denoted? So there you denoted T naught B. Here should be T naught F. Here should be this one is TF. Then how to identify how much change this one? How to identify how much change? So which is the greater value? T naught F or TF? The greater value is which one? Pure solute will be the higher freezing point or solution should be the higher. Absolutely no. Pure will be is 0. This is less than 0 solution. Solution is less than 0, na? So T naught F minus TF. T naught F minus TF. Why? Because this will be 0. T naught will be pure. Pure will be freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. Then this is less than 0 degrees Celsius. Less than 0 degrees Celsius. So which should be the more? Absolutely not. So that equal to del TF. Del TF. So T naught F is pure solvent freezing point. TF is solution freezing point. Del TF equal to what is that? Depression freezing point. That is nothing but depression freezing point. Depression freezing point. So here depression freezing point del TF also will be directly proportional to the molarity. Del TF that equal to directly proportional to the molarity. Directly proportional to the molality. So we have to be keep the constant del TF equal to. So there will be the KB. Here should be the KF into M. Then we know TF is nothing but what? T naught F minus TF equal to KF into M is nothing but what? W2 by M W2 into 1000 by W1 in grams. So this is our formula. Got it? Everyone understood this one? Nothing but pure water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. Then if you take as any impurities, if you add any impurities, impure water, nothing but solution. Impure H2O freezes at less than 0 degrees Celsius. Less than 0 degrees. Pure should be the T naught F. This should be the TF. So we need change. Which value should be the more means T naught should be the more minus TF that equal to del TF. So this del TF is directly proportional to the molality. Molality equal to KF into M. So then what is the value of, what is the KF? The term of KF. Term of KF. So it's a depression freezing point constant or this you can say as a, that is ebullioscopic constant. This is cryoscopic constant. It's a cryoscopic constant. Molar depression constant. It's a cryoscopic constant. Okay. Cryoscopic constant. Cryoscopic constant. Molar depression constant. It's not a freezing mark. Molar depression constant. So that you have to be, what you have to remember, whenever if you add the solute to the solvent, boiling point will be increased, freezing point will be the decrease. Boiling point will increase, freezing point will be decrease. The difference is you can term it as a depression freezing point and as well as a elevation boiling point. So even del TF is directly proportional to the molality. Molality is nothing but number of moles dissolved in a 1 kg of solvent. So nothing but directly proportional to the moles. So this also depends upon the number of moles. So you can say also it is a colligative property. It's a colligative property. Then KF, how you will be, what is the formula of KF as per thermodynamic conditions, how they will be identified. The same formulas how you done for KF, KB. KF equal to RT naught Here you written as a, there you can written as a B. Here you can have to be write F divided by 1000 LV latent of heat evaporation, or RT naught square F divided by 1000 into del H. There will be the evaporation. Why? Because that is boiling point. Here should be the F, freezing. Heat of fusion. There will be a latent heat of evaporation. This is LF. LF. So LF equal to latent heat of fusion. Fusion. Then del HF equal to enthalpy of fusion. So you have to be remember main formulas here. One is this one. Then another one is this one. These two formulas are important. Got it, everyone? Next, the fourth one is the fourth one. The fourth one is osmotic pressure. What is the symbol of osmotic pressure? Pi. Very good. Very good question. So before going to osmotic pressure, what is meant by osmosis? What is meant by osmosis? What is meant by osmosis? Let's see here. Now I am taking here SPM. So what is meant by osmosis? Can anyone know? It's a very much famous in biology. What is meant by osmosis? In biology, it is very much famous. So let's see, first of all, what is meant by SPM? Yeah, movement of water through SPM. Yeah, very good. Very good question. So semi-permeable layer. It's a semi-permeable. What is the nature of this semi-permeable? What is the, first of all, semi-permeable layer means? It is made from the animal skin. Animal skin, we can say, take as a animal skin or a pig bladder. From pig bladder, they will take very thin layer, that one, very thin layer. Through this layer, here it will be only the solvent molecules only. So the SPM will allows only solvent molecules. It doesn't allows solute particles. It doesn't allows solute particles. Doesn't allows movement of solvent from low concentration to high. Very good. Very good. Very good. So osmosis is nothing but the spontaneous net flow of solvent molecules net flow of solvent molecules to the solution through the semi-permeable layer. See, means from low concentration, the solvent molecules moves through the semi-permeable layer, that we can call as a osmosis. Let's see here. This is the solvent. So this is the solution. So this solvent will be moves. These solvent molecules moves through this semi-permeable layer towards solution. So with another color, I will with a red color I will show. So like this, it will be moves like this. The solvent molecules are moves towards solution through the semi-permeable layer. That we can call as a osmosis. Then what is meant by osmotic pressure? What is meant by osmotic pressure? Are you getting what is meant by osmosis? First of all, osmosis is nothing but, are you getting the solvent? First of all, what is the condition for SPM? SPM will allows only the solvent molecules. It doesn't allows the solute particles. That you have to be keep in your mind. So from low concentration to high concentration, the solvent molecules moves towards solution, that we can call as a osmosis. Got it, everyone? Up to osmosis you got. Now, what is meant by osmotic pressure? So let's see what is meant by osmotic pressure means. Now, what you can observe here. So in this, from solvent, this part to this part, the molecules are moving through the semi-permeable layer. So if you want to stop these solvent molecules, the movement of solvent molecules towards solution, if you want to stop, so what you have to do? Then you have to be apply some pressure here. Then if you have to be apply some pressure, some external pressure. If you apply some pressure, then automatically the movement of solvent molecules will be stopped. Correct or not? Here the pressure will be applied means automatically the solvent molecules, the flow of solvent molecules from the solvent to the solution, automatically it will be stops, it is happens, it will be stopped. So that you can call as a osmotic pressure. Got it? So the pressure, external pressure is required to stop the flow of solvent molecules from the low concentration to the high concentration. That you can call as a osmotic pressure. Got it? Note down osmotic pressure. Note down osmotic pressure. The external pressure, the external pressure, the external pressure which must be applied, must be applied, which must be applied on the solution, on the solution, on the solution in order to, in order to stop the flow of, in order to stop the flow of solvent into, flow of solvent into the solution through SPM, through SPM, through SPM is equal to osmotic pressure. Got it, everyone? So nothing but from this place to this place, or from this place to this place, electrons, nothing but low concentration at it's a high concentration. Solvent molecules are, solvent molecules are flows through the semi-permeable, flows through the semi-permeable layer. That you can call it the osmosis. Then if you want to stop this flow of solvent molecules from low concentration to high concentration, then you have to apply, this side will be some pressure. That pressure is equal to the osmotic pressure. Got it, everyone? To stop the solvent molecules from low concentration to high concentration, you have to apply some pressure that you can call as the osmotic pressure. Got it, everyone? Then we'll see the for dilute solutions. We know very well here, we can assume here one thing. An ideal gas equation. What is the ideal gas equation? What is the ideal gas equation? PV equal to nRT. So you can assume here P is a osmotic pressure. So P we can say as a osmotic pressure, P equal to the N by V RT. So what is mean by N by V? N by V is nothing but what here? Number of moles dissolved in a volume of solution, that is molarity, molarity MRT. So this P is nothing but osmotic pressure. The osmotic pressure you can term it as a phi. So M is nothing but concentration only, molarity. So I am writing as a capital C, concentration RT. Concentration RT. Nothing but N by V equal to molarity capital M or C, concentration. You can term like that. So here P is indicates that osmotic pressure. P is indicates that osmotic pressure. Got it, everyone? This formula is needed. It's a very much important. Got it, everyone? Then next we'll go here. Types of solutions based on osmotic pressure. Types of solutions. If let's see solution A and solution B. This is solution A and this is solution B. If solution A having some osmotic pressure phi 1 and solution B also having some osmotic pressure phi 2. If both solutions osmotic pressures are equal, nothing but phi 1 equal to phi 2. If phi 1 equal to phi 2, the type of solutions we can call as a isotonic solutions. Isotonic solutions. The both solution having same osmotic pressure, that type of solution you can call as a isotonic solutions. Isotonic solutions. Got it? If isotonic solution pi 1 equal to pi 2 means C1 RT equal to C2 RT. Then RT will be cancelled. C1 equal to C2, concentration and concentration. Then C1 is nothing but what? N1 by V1 equal to N2 by V2. N2 by V2. This is the formula for isotonic solutions. For isotonic solutions. Solutions having same osmotic pressure called as isotonic solutions. Isotonic solutions. Then if suppose solution A and solution B, this is A, this is B. So this is phi 1, this is phi 2. So one solution osmotic pressure should be more than another solution. Nothing but if you take as a phi 1 is greater than phi 2, phi 1 is greater than phi 2, then A solution we can term it as a hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution. Then B solution you can term it as a hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution. If we compared with two solutions, the one solution having higher osmotic pressure when compared to the other, which have higher osmotic pressure, that we can call as a hypertonic solution, which is less osmotic pressure, that is the hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution. Got it, everyone? So very much simple. Very much simple. So this is indicates that C1 is greater than C2. C1 is here hypertonic, C2 is hypotonic. C1 is hypertonic, C2 is hypotonic. Hypotonic. Then we know where the applications will come for this isotonic solution means in intravenous injections. In injections, they are if you suffering with fever means they will inject the injection through your intravenous nervous system. Yes, na? So nothing but the blood is one of the solution. Blood also having some osmotic pressure, phi 1. Then whatever injection, the solution, solution having the osmotic pressure phi 2. So if both are same osmotic pressure, then only will be the injection solution will be injected into the your intravenous system. Nothing but the blood osmotic pressure is equal to what is there in injection, that solution atmospheric pressure, both are same. In that place will be this application will be workouts. Got it? In intravenous injection, in human if suffering with fever means they will inject the injections, the injection solution and as well as blood osmotic pressure, both are same. Both are same. So one of the example if you take for the isotonic solution 0.91 percentage weight by volume of NaCl solution. NaCl solution is isotonic with blood. Is isotonic with blood. Is isotonic with blood. Got it, everyone? Types of solutions. If both solutions having same osmotic pressure, that you can call as the isotonic solution. If one solution will be higher osmotic pressure, means that is hypertonic. If another solution should be lesser, means that is hypotonic. Got it, everyone? Types of solutions based on the osmotic pressure. Got it? Next, reverse osmosis. Next, reverse osmosis. RO. What does it mean by reverse osmosis? If you see the best example, the yellow color one is semi-permeable layer. Low concentration to high concentration is osmosis. Yes, na? So one is pure water, another one is sea water. So the blue color one is fresh water. This is salt water. Salt water. So what is the first meaning? What is the osmosis? The osmosis is nothing but the solvent molecules H2O will be moves towards salt water through the semi-permeable. That is the osmosis. Then what is the osmotic pressure? If you apply this side pressure, the movement of water towards salt water, it will be stops. Then what are you doing here? You are applying. If you increase this here, so nothing but here some pressure you are applying. So then what will happen? Here will be the flow of movement will be stoppage taking place. Then if you nothing but this is the osmotic pressure, when compared to this osmotic pressure, if you apply more than this external osmotic pressure, if you apply more pressure, what will happen? In this low concentration, this is high concentration, this is low concentration. So from salt water to fresh water, the water molecules are moves. From this place to this place, water molecules are moving. From this place to this place. Initially, the water molecules are moves from blue color to this one. So white color, how it is appears, that is osmosis. This is osmosis. Then you apply some pressure here. this will be cancelled. That is osmotic pressure. This is osmotic pressure. This is osmotic pressure. If you apply external pressure here, if you apply external pressure, the movement of molecules, solvent molecules from salt water to the fresh water, nothing but from high concentration to low concentration, solvent molecules are moving. Then what will happen? If the level is increasing here, then automatically the solvent molecules are going, the tap will be going to out here and going here. So nothing but in the salt water, only water molecules are moving towards fresh water, then automatically the NaCl will be deposited in this part only. The NaCl will be present here itself only. NaCl will be present here itself only. Why? Because the SPM is doesn't allows the solute particles. So that is a reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is nothing but it is exactly of reverse of osmosis. If we apply the external pressure is more than osmotic pressure, then the solvent molecules are moves from high concentration to low concentration. High concentration to low concentration. Got it? So let's see here. If external pressure greater than osmotic pressure, is applied, the flow of solvent molecules, can be made to proceed from solution towards pure water. From solution towards pure water. That is called as a reverse direction. That you can call as a reverse osmosis. Pure water is called reverse osmosis, RO. Got it, everyone? Osmosis is nothing but pure H2O2 solution. Solvent molecules are moving. Reverse osmosis nothing but pure H2O from solution to pure H2O, solvent molecules are moving. This is the reverse. That's all. So what you have to do here? You have to apply the external pressure more than that osmotic pressure. Then only reverse osmosis happens. Osmotic pressure means pure H2O on solution. The flow will be stops here. Why? Because you are applying some pressure. Flow will be stops. There is no flow. No flow of solvent molecules. Got it, everyone? So what is the use of this one means? So this is used in a desalination process. Why we are using this desalination process? To get from seawater to pure water. So what is the desalination process means? So we'll get from pure water gets from seawater. So in seawater, H2O will be moved towards pure water. You are getting as a totally good water. So that is the from seawater. From seawater, you will get pure water. That is the desalination process. Easily you can get as a nothing but in sea water. You can easily utilize based on this reverse osmosis RO. Got everyone? Do you have any doubts up to now? This process only, this one, desalination process, this one only. So this is the seawater. From seawater in this NaCl and as well as water is there. So only water molecules are moving towards pure water. So you will get pure water here. NaCl will be deposited here. So that is process as a desalination process also. Anyone have doubts in today's session? Geeta Priya, Alvars, Kaushal, Niveta, Prithvi, Rohini, Shabita, Vinodini. Got it, Vetri? Prithvi, yes. Yeah. Shabita Begum, Niveta. Okay. So we'll have the based on this numericals in the next class. And by the next class, I will complete the solution chapter also. In solution chapter, only we have one topic is there, that is the abnormal colligative properties. In abnormal colligative properties, association and as well as dissociation is present. That will be 1 hour will be take. Then later will be will discuss about the numericals. Okay. Okay, students. Okay. Who have doubts, you can stay. Remaining students, you can leave the session.